There are so many different ways that you can be mindful rather than having your mind full. Hi, this is Penny from Neurocapability. I've been pondering lately, especially with Linda, about are we being mindful or is our mind full? And I think with so much happening at the moment, there's a lot of overwhelm and uncertainty that's in our world. And one of the key things that we've been certainly working on is looking at how full our minds are. And particularly when we're starting to go back to work, and we're looking at a whole range of new activities, and we need to get and integrate back into the workforce. How are you going to prepare for that in terms of your own mind, and what are you paying attention to? There's a lovely phrase called the monkey mind, and I'm sure you've all had it. I know I have. The monkey mind is this thing that when you go to sleep, your mind's just going round and round and round and round. The neuroscience of mindfulness is absolutely fascinating, and we run the mindfulness program actually within our Advanced Diploma of Neuroscience and Leadership. There are so many different ways that you can be mindful rather than having your mind full. And we're going to run a webinar actually on that topic, just to expand a little bit on it. But one of our students was telling me in her pursuit of mindfulness, she was doing mindful eating, and all she was doing every time she sat down and had some lunch was she was focusing on the food. And the food she was eating, the way that it tasted, the smell, so it was mindful smelling. And she actually lost 3 kilos in 1 week just from being mindful. So they're little things that you can do, and just take 5 minutes every half an hour even, just to sit back, to give your brain just a little rest and ask yourself, is my mind full, and what's it full of? Because we want you to actually be at your cognitive best. So have a think about, is your mind full, or are you being mindful? And come to the webinar, because it's Linda's hosting it, and it's going to be pretty exciting. That's just one little tip. There's mindful walking, mindful eating, mindful smelling, just being mindful and just being in the moment. Is pretty special. So my attention's actually been with you right now, but thanks very much for listening, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the webinar.